Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1980 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today we have the second game in a three-game set at Toronto. Before we get started today, I done did it. I said I would, and I went ahead and did it. I made a trade. I talked a little bit about it yesterday, about maybe trading for Barry Bonnell of Toronto. He is fantastic defensively, and he's batting .302. So he's going to replace Dave Stegman in center field, who's going to be out for the rest of the year. And so he's an upgrade in batting and certainly an upgrade defensively. So I kind of had to pay the price for it, though. I gave up three players: right fielder Lynn Jones, my backup first baseman Tim Corcoran, and a career minor leaguer relief pitcher Larry Anderson, who really just jumped around the minor leagues and got a couple of cups of coffee with the Brewers and I don't know, a couple other teams, I guess. So a big trade for me. I've already got Barry Bonnell in the lineup. We are playing Toronto, so much like Brad Pitt in Moneyball when he traded for Ricardo Rincon, he's like, send him on over. I don't want him pitching against me tonight. And that's what I did. I've got Barry Bonnell right here in the lineup. So also, if you didn't notice, yesterday we did a end of May recap showing the league leaders and also a pre-draft look at the players available. The draft will be on the 4th, so it's a couple days away. And what I'll do is after the game tomorrow, I'll go ahead and advance it to the day off, which will go ahead and start the draft. So people can watch my poor decision making after the game tomorrow. So, okay, so that's it. We still need to make a trade for a starting pitcher. I will be doing that. I just haven't had a chance to find, the time to really spend looking into what pitchers are available and which ones will be affordable. So we do have our ace, Jack Morris, on the mound today. He's won his last 3 starts, so he's on a good tear right now, lowering his ERA to 3.94. He's going to be facing Jackson Todd, who's 1-4 and has an ERA over 7. So I feel pretty good about our chances today. The only pitcher in the bullpen that will not be available will be Bob Stanley, who went a couple innings and did a fairly decent job yesterday. He's finally dipped his ERA under 9, so hopefully he's on the right track. So our lineup against the righty Jackson Todd is going to be our standard lineup. Barry Bonnell, I'm going to stick in the number 8 spot between Thompson and Hebner. And everybody else is the same. Oh, I should mention Lance Parrish is listed as tired. So I moved him out of the DH spot and I put in Champ Summers for this game, who's been performing pretty decent. So, okay, let's go ahead and get this game started. So Tim Corcoran, who I just traded over there, is going to be batting 3rd in today's lineup. And, they brought up Al Woods from the minor leagues, it looks like. A lefty to play left field. So a couple new players, which is always fun. So Lou Whitaker batting leadoff against Jackson Todd. And he's going to walk Whitaker. So, as you know, I always hit and run when Whitaker gets on base. Oh no. So Trammell misses on strike 3, and Whitaker manages to steal second. So that could have been a strike him out, throw him out, but Whitaker does steal second base. Whitaker's batting average is now under 300, and Trammell is under 270. So Their torrid start is definitely tapered off. Steve Kemp is going to fly deep to left center field. Ball's going to be caught. Whitaker advances to third. And it's going to be up to Fisk to drive in Whitaker. And that might just bloop over the shortstop's head. It does. It gets down. Whitaker's going to score. That's an RBI for Fisk. So we're on the board, up 1-0. And here is Gary Hancock. And he goes down swinging as well. So we get a run on the board, and we're headed to the bottom of the first with Bob Baylor batting leadoff against Morris, who has definitely turned his fortunes around as Baylor grounds it to Hebner for the first out, with Rick Bassetti batting second. Bassetti's going to rip it down the left field line. That should be a double. Oh no! Kemp's going to hold him to a single. So we'll take that. And here's Tim Corcoran in his first at-bat against his old team. And he's going to rip it to Thompson. And they go to second to get the lead runner. So Thompson was the guy keeping Corcoran on the bench. And there they are, right next to each other. So two down for John Mayberry. Look at their home run totals here. I mean, nobody has any home runs but Mayberry, Witt, and Howell. So Mayberry's got the only pop on the team as Morris throws a wild pitch and Corcoran advances. And what that usually means is a base hit to score a run, but not in this case, as Mayberry's going to pop it up into short right field, and that'll be the third out. So we head to the top of the second. Here's Champ Summers getting the start today at DH. He's going to ground it to first, and that's going to be an error on Mayberry at first base. Summers advances to second. So a throwing error on the first baseman. Did he try to throw it to the pitcher covering? And then what happened there? Did he throw it all the way to the backstop? I don't know. I have a hard time believing Summers would advance on a play like that. But you know what? We'll take it. So here's JT. JT's going to ground it weakly to short. And Summers is going to stay at second. And so here he is. Here's Barry Bonnell. First at bat as a Tiger. And he's going to fly to right field. Maybe Summers will tag up. Yeah, we're going to take that chance. Oh, Summers is out at third. So he can advance to second on a throw to first base, but he can't make it to third on a fly ball out 275 feet away. But he can advance on a ball like 40 feet from, yeah, so whatever. That's ridiculous, but it happened. So, okay, so here we are in the bottom of the second. Ernie Witt, he's leading off the inning with a walk, bringing up Roy Howell, third baseman, batting .306. Oh, that's great. So the catcher steals second base. So 1-0 count for Roy Howell, and Howell's going to get a base hit to center. So the momentum is shifted just like that, and I imagine Witt's going to score as the game seems to be frozen in time. There we go. So there we go. Yeah, base hit and run scores, and here's Al Woods with his first at-bat of the season. Looks like he was the everyday left fielder last year. So no down, runner at first. That leadoff walk scored. Come back to bite Morris. There's a ground ball. The catcher, Fisk, gets and throws out at first. So runner at second. One down. Garth Orange, who's going to get a base hit to left. Yeah, it's up against the wall. It's another double. And run scores. So 2-1. Blue Jays take the lead. We're going to bring the outfield in for Garcia, who's got no power. Try to keep Ord from scoring. There's another base hit and another run scored. So, yeah, that leadoff walk and then the stolen base, and what do you know? They got a little rally going. Baylor's going to ground it to short, and they're going to turn double play. And the Blue Jays get 3 runs on the board. And here we are in the top of the third with our number 9 hitter, Richie Hebner. Hebner's going to ground it to short. And that's going to bring up Sweet Lou with 1 down. And Lou's going to belt it over the fence. Yes, there's a home run for Lou. That's his 4th home run of the year. And moves us 1 run closer, down 3-2. Here's Trammell with 1 out. He's going to ground it to second base for the 2nd out. And that brings up Steve Kemp with 2 down. He's 3 for 4 with a home run against Jackson Todd. And he's going to have a long fly ball to center field for the 3rd out. So bottom of the 3rd, Rick Massetti leads off. So I told the story yesterday about how I stayed in the Sky Dome Hotel once, and later on I was reminiscing, and I remembered I took another trip to Toronto as Tim Corcoran comes up, and it was a road trip with one of my buddies, and we got tickets to go to Jacobs Field. I lived in Detroit, and had tickets. We bought tickets to Jacobs Field the year that it opened, and we bought some scalp tickets, and we went to the game, and then we went to Buffalo to go to Niagara Falls, and we caught a minor league game of the Buffalo Bison, who was Cleveland's minor league AAA team, as Mayberry steals second. So Fisk has given up stolen bases to 2 very slow base runners. So on the Buffalo Bison, the only player that I remember was Jeff Manto, who was the first baseman, third baseman for the Indians for a little while. Just never could really put it together at the major league level. So that night, we decided we were going to stay in Buffalo and then drive up to Toronto to catch a game. And so we went to one of the casinos in Windsor to gamble. And my buddy and I, we went our separate ways once we got in the casino. And so I went to play blackjack, which at that time I'd only ever gambled one other time. And I had like no table etiquette. So I was, there's Hancock just belting it deep for a home run that ties the game at 3. That's the 9th home run for Hancock. So he's been a good trade for us. So we played at the blackjack table and just having bad table etiquette. So everyone got up and left from my table, and I stayed there, and I was winning, and I ended up winning like $420. I have no idea how I did that. I was just trying to remember things I'd seen in movies. That was the only way that I was staying focused. And so I won like $420 or something like that. And so I met back up with my buddy later on, and he's like, "Holy crap, you won $420." He's like, "We could stay at the best hotels. We can go to get a good restaurant when we get to Toronto." We're all excited. And so we split back up in the casino to do some more gambling as we head to the bottom of the 4th. And then he's like, "Yeah, meet me back here in like 45 minutes. I'm like, "All right." So like 45 minutes later, we met back up, and I had lost all the money. Like it was gone. And he couldn't believe it. And so he was so pissed. And so we ended up staying at this really shitty hotel in Buffalo that had no air conditioning. In the middle of summer, we had to leave the windows open in downtown with the cars honking all night long and the street people. And it was really miserable. And so I'm lying in bed. We're finally, going to sleep for the night. And I remember we picked up some beer, and so we drank it, and we were kind of grouchy. And so I went to bed, I was laying in bed, and finally I was like, I'm sorry, dude. And he's like, you suck. And we laughed about it. And then the next morning we went to Toronto to watch a ball game. And we didn't have nearly as much money to be as extravagant as we were hoping we could be. And anyway, it ended up being a pretty good trip all around, but it could have been much better. We could have stayed in luxury, and we could have got better seats at the game. But instead, we were in the upper deck, and it was all right. It was a fun trip, but I'll always forget that my first real time gambling and winning, a pretty decent amount for me at my age at that point, and then giving it all back. And I ended up living in Vegas for 3 years, and that was not the last time I won big and gave back big. So I never did learn that lesson. So the game's tied here in the bottom of the fifth, 2 down. Morris has straightened himself out since that 3-run second inning. Rick Bossetti has a lazy fly ball to center field, and Bunnell's got it. And we head to the top of the 6th. And really, Jackson Todd not pitching too bad for a pitcher who's got an ERA over 7. As he strikes out Tram for a 6K. So he's dealing. Here's Steve Kemp. He's going to ground it to second base. And that's going to be the second out. And Fisk is going to get a base hit to center field, and runner on first. It's only the 4th hit given up by Todd. And here's a Gary Hancock who had a home run in his last at bat, and he's going to have an infield hit, moving Fisk up a bag. So first and second, 2 down for Champ Summers. And wow, Champ's going to go down swinging, so could not take advantage of that. And Morris sitting at 68 pitches, so he's doing really well at this point. As he walks Corcoran, only 1K so far for Morris as well. So he walks Corcoran, that brings up John Mayberry, who grounds it to second, turn 2 on the 2 slow base runners there. So a double play, 2 down, and Ernie Witt gets walked. So 3 walks for Morris. And Roy Howell's going to hit it the opposite direction for a base hit to left field, moving Witt to third. He must be a good base runner in this game, just whatever his base running rating is, because he went from first to third on a hit to left field. And then he had that stolen base earlier. So I don't get it. Here's Al Woods, 0 for 2 this game and on the season. And he's going to pop it up in foul ground, and that should be the 3rd out. Yep, it is. So top of the 7th, tied at 3. Here's JT. Jackson Todd, the other JT, is now tired as Thompson gets a base hit through the left side. And Barry Bunnell has a good contact rate. Let's hit and run. Let's get Thompson and his slow speed moving. And Bunnell's going to hit it weakly to the catcher. And that's going to allow Thompson to move up to second base. So 1 down, and the number 9 hitter, Richie Hebner. And he's going to get a base hit through the left side, and that does score a run. So Thompson scores from second on the base hit by Hebner, and we take the lead 4-3. Jackson Todd is now over 101 pitches. So Sweet Lou with 1 down, hits it to short. Is that going to be 2? Nope. We just get the lead runner, Hebner, at second. And Whitaker is safe at first. So here's Trammell, who's definitely slumping. You might have to give him another day off. Oh, he goes down swinging. That's Is that 7 or 8 Ks now for, I think that's 8 strikeouts for Jackson Todd. So Morris up to 93 pitches. I want to get him through these righties, and then we'll go to a lefty. Morris popping it, getting Orange to pop up in foul ground for 1 down. Here's Damaso Garcia. Ooh, he wears it right in the ribs. So that's a tying run at first base. I'm going to guard the lines. I'm hoping Garcia with his speed does not try to steal second. Whoa, pass ball. He moves to second base anyway. Oh man, I almost want to intentionally walk Baylor, but I'm not going to. I'm going to pull the outfield in. So 2 stolen bases and a pass ball against. What the hell? So it's 3 stolen bases and a pass ball against Fisk. And now the tying runs at third, so we got to pull the infield in against Baylor. And Baylor's going to hit it to left. It's going to be enough to get the run in. That is crap. It was almost like the game designed it to happen that way, right? And then, of course, Massetti just grounds out. So, the lead was short-lived as Toronto ties it up at 4. They're keeping Jackson Todd in there, and they may as well because their bullpen is not very good. And Kemp walks. So, runner at first. Here's Fisk, who's just been putrid behind the plate. He's going to ground it to third. That's going to be 2. So, and a double. So he's having a really bad game. 3 stolen bases against him, a pass ball, and a double play. Gary Hancock, though, gets his second hit of the game. We're not going to risk him going to second, getting thrown out at second base. Let's give Champ Summers a chance. He struck out twice this game. And he hits it deep into the gap. Is it gone? It is gone. Oh, there we go. So we get the lead back on a home run by Champ Summers, his 4th of the year. So great job by him in a spot start today. And they're going to bring in Steve Grilly, age 31. He's pitched in 20 games in relief. I think he's their closer, technically. He's got 4 saves, pitching pretty good. So 2-run lead. Thompson's up, and he's going to go down swinging. And that works out good. So we can take out Morris. And we're going to bring in John Hiller, our setup guy. And we have a string of lefties. We got 5 in a row here. So let's hope we can get 1, 2, 3. Corcoran's going to ground it to second, and that's going to be the first out. Here's Big John Mayberry. Oh, he wears it right in the ribs, too. So, 2 hit batters by Tiger pitchers. And that's going to bring up Ernie Witt. And Ernie Witt hits a long fly ball to center, but it's going to be short of the warning track, and that's going to be 2 outs. And it's going to leave it up for Roy Howell, and he goes down swinging. So good job by Hiller getting out of that inning. And top of the 9th, Barry Bonnell leading off, and he is going to hit it hard to second base, but it grounds out. So Hebner, one of the heroes, the offensive heroes of this game, is going to hit a double into the gap. So good job by him today, too. That's 10 hits for Detroit. Here's Sweet Lou. Lou's going to walk. And that's going to bring up the struggling Alan Trammell. Trammell's going to walk. So we have bases loaded for our slugger, Steve Kemp. And he is going to lift it into short left field. Can Hebner score? Yeah, 90% chance and a 69 arm. Let's do it. Boom. Yes, Hebner is safe at home. And Whitaker advances on the throw. So now we have a 3-run lead. And here's Fisk, who needs to atone from a terrible day. But instead he's going to ground it to third, and that'll be the third out. So let's take out Hebner and bring in our defensive replacement, which is Tommy Brookins. Also, because we traded 2 players that were on our roster, I did have room for 1 minor leaguer to come up. And I brought up Glenn Gulliver, who has got an 84 out of 89. I mean, this guy should be playing every day. Career minor leaguer. He did get a cup of coffee with the O's. And so maybe we'll play him tomorrow and give Trammell a day off. So even though we can bring in our closer, Aurelio Lopez, I'm going to keep Hiller in here for the lefties, for at least for Al Woods. And then we'll bring in Senor Smoke. That might be an infield hit to short. It sure is. So not a good way to start off the 9th. Let's bring in Lopez. See if we can get him to turn 2 with Garth Orge. Orge is going to hit it to left field. That's going to be the first out. So 1 down for Damaso Garcia. He's going to go down swinging. So this is the final chance for the Toronto. Bob Baylor. He's going to hit it sharply to center. But fittingly, Barry Bonnell catches it. And that'll be a victory for the good guys. 7-4. Tigers win. Tigers win. And let's take a look at the transactions quickly. Nothing new there. Pittsburgh reliever has a fractured skull. Oh man, that probably means that he got hit by a line drive, I guess. Let's pull up the box score. And while we're doing that, I just want to say thanks again for tuning in. And if you get a chance, also take a look at our Brainiac Baseball card breaks. We're going to have 2 card breaks this weekend, one tomorrow, one on Sunday. And then we always do Time Travel Tuesdays, where we open up boxes of cards from the 80s and 90s. This week we're going to be opening a whole box of 1989 tops. So Jack Morris, 4 wins in a row, saved by Aurelio Lopez, 3 home runs. Good game. So until tomorrow, everyone, have a